Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the America Guns and Freedom Podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. I don't know why I'm screaming. But today is the final day of Toy Guns for Tots 25. It's hard to believe that another year has come and gone. And I am happy to announce that as of right now, we have not only met our total we made last year, but we far exceeded it. We've even broken what I would hope to make this year. So we did really well. So I look forward to going shopping this week and buying all the toys. It's not going to, the money wasn't going to go as far as last year with prices what they are now. So I'm glad to see that we got a little extra cushion in our fund. So we'll go try to spend all of it. So if you haven't donated yet for Toy Guns for Tots, maybe save it for the Fur Friends Animal Rescue fundraiser in December. We're starting that tomorrow, where we can save all the puppies and the kitties and everything. Oh, she sent me a bunch of pictures of animals that have been rescued over the last year, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to see these or show these, but got to pull on people's heartstrings. That's why November, December are so rough. But as I was saying, welcome to the chat. As always, if you got questions for me, send them in. Either put them in the live chat over here. Use tonight, since we were doing everything going through PayPal, going to Toy Guns for Tots, use the super chat through YouTube if you want to donate to Pets and Vets or get entry into the knife drawing or anything like that. And we'll get started here because now I'm like, I don't even need to do the chat tonight because we beat our goal. Why am I here? I'm here because I'm freaking entertaining. And y'all wouldn't want to have to get through the day without me. Which is, if that was true, y'all need to quit stopping your Patreon and Subscribestar. I've lost so many patrons and Subscribestar people over the last 2 days. It's because it's the end of the month and people are jumping ship because they don't want to pay again on the 1st. But come on, it's a couple dollars a month. It ain't going to kill you. Keep it up. Keep paying. We put it to good use. Don't forget about the Pets and Vets program and the Friend program and all that other stuff. But what was I doing? I want to read the names of people who have bought merchandise over the last 24 hours. Want to do that? So let's do that right now and say thanks to them. We got Brent Robertson, who he got the coffee mug, the gift mug. I guess he's planning on giving it to somebody as a gift. He's going to be giving it to somebody. Richard Pranin also got the mug, the gift mug. I guess he's giving it to somebody. Eric Harris Schnauzer, he got the ornament. So I guess he's giving it to somebody. But he got one of the ornaments you keep for yourself and one of the ones you give away. And then Trevor Bailey, he got one of the ornaments and a car magnet. A car magnet. Put that on your car all through December. Keep people aware. Maybe next year they'll donate. All right. Well, thanks to those people for ordering and supporting the channel and all this other stuff. And this is where I would normally do that. If you want to donate, go on over to Toy Guns for Tots. But you know what? Save it. Save it for tomorrow for the Fur Friends Animal fundraiser. I don't want to be greedy. And I'm always afraid we ain't going to do much for that. So, all right. So let's get back to the questions here. Let me see if there's anything coming in. I do want to read all the names of people that have donated today, just to show our appreciation and recognition here. Whether today is the 30th. So, okay, we got Douglas Dodd Jr. did a really nice donation last night right after the chat. Jeffrey Diamond donated. Jeff Diamond. Timothy French donated. Brian Price. Ryan McLaughlin did a nice donation, as did Trevor Bailey. Slade Shoemaker donated also. Jay Lugo. Richard Hardy. John Koenig. John Poloni Jr. And then John Bologna Jr. again. And then, of course, everybody's favorite sugar daddy, Martin Wadjewin, came in at the last minute and just made everything a huge success. with the help of all the people that came before him, a lot of the big donators and stuff that came before him, and everybody who did what little, what they could. So really good year this year. Really thrilled. Really happy to think we just started this as a lark, just as a, why don't we buy some toy guns and give them out? And we got enough to fill the back of my Jeep, basically. And we took them to the sheriff's department and gave them to the sheriff's thing. And then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Got to where we did just my Jeep, and then we did like my Jeep and my Prius, and then we did like 4 cars, and then we did like a rented van, and then we did like one of those little U-Haul trailers, and then we went to the bigger U-Haul trailer, or truck, I should say, not trailer. So it's been growing every year, and it's awesome. One of these days, I would love to be able to hand it off, as like, we don't just do it. It's like it's a full-time thing, but then people will start making money off of it and all that stuff, and I don't want to do that. It'd be nice if other channels would participate. Like if other gun channels would say, hey, you want to donate to a program that helps provide guns for kids in need who ask for toy guns, but big charities won't give them to them. Go on over to Yankees channel and donate toy guns for tots, or just give them the website link. Just go to the website and do it, but they won't. Because it doesn't enrich them in any way. And it actually makes them look cheap, because people be like, well, you're 10 times bigger at his channel. Why isn't your channel doing stuff? Because they're all about the money. All about the money. There ain't nothing wrong with that, but you got to be about other things too. If you're not, then are you really a good person? I mean, I'm not a good person, and I do lots of stuff, and I still ain't a good person. So imagine how bad they are. Let's see. Now, of course, there might be some of them that make millions and give millions of dollars to charities, but I haven't seen any evidence of it. I don't see them like, wow, their channel's bringing in a lot of money, but their life doesn't seem to have changed. I see them moving from trailers to great big custom homes and getting massages every week, or buying brand new sports cars and paying cash. I see them do big new motorcycles and stuff like that. I see them doing that all the time, but I don't see them really giving anything to anybody. But like I said, let's get started on the questions, because we need to. Did I read Kevin Rawlings earlier? No, I didn't know. We got Ben Coors, who just donated. Did he get entries into the grip drawing? No, he didn't. I don't know why I missed his name a minute ago. And Kevin Rawlings, did he get entries into the grip drawing? No, he did not. It's okay. I didn't need to add them to the grip list, but I wanted to say their name. All right, let's get over to the questions over here, the super chat, see if we got anything coming in. Sean Baines had been away the past couple of days. Here is the last 2 days. And here is today. He's making sure he's paying his tithe to Phil. He don't want to give butt cooties, because Phil will give you butt cooties, or what's the other one he give you? Lyme disease. So you don't want it. So Sean Baines making sure he don't get none of those things, or at least not more of them. I don't think he could take one more venereal disease at his age. Heavy J, which is an epidemic these days. Old people getting venereal diseases, dirty old fuckers living in retirement homes and just screwing around. Well, they know ain't no one gonna get pregnant, so they ain't using no protection. Heavy J says, I got a good lineup of carry guns, but I keep going back to the 642. Yeah, it's double action only, but love that little J frame. I think we all have one we always keep going back to. I've tried many times to go from one gun to another, go to different guns. And right now I'm trying to get it to where I like driving. I'm trying to get it to where I like carrying that Shadow 2 carry. I've done nice stuff to it, made custom grips for it, put a silver trigger in it. I'm going to put a red dot on it. But I'm still like, and I know I'm going to go back to as soon as the weather is not super cold anymore, I'm going to go back to my 6-shot revolver, my 6-shooter. So it's going to happen. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. We just got, did I read the names of the orders over there? Yes, I did, but I think we got another one. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, it's John Doe. And what did they get? They got the Pete's Grindhouse and the Preppa Pig shirt. Those are two good designs. Pete Grindhouse, especially. I don't even know who Peppa Pig is, but I did a Peppa Pig design, but it's Preppa Pig. Also did Peppa Pew, where her head's a gun. But the Pete's Grindhouse, that's an awesome shirt. That is an awesome, awesome design. It's a mashup of Steamboat Willie and Planet Terror. You don't see a lot of mashups of those two things. All right, but where was I at over here? But yeah, and like I was saying, everybody's got that one gun they kind of keep going back to, even though when they think they get something better. You know, sometimes we want something new and better, but then it just ends up being new, not really better. And we go back to our old favorites. I do that all the time. Andrew Avila Jr. No, wait, not Andrew Avila Jr. Andrew Avila 9 says, I'm thinking, it looks like Junior to me for some reason. I'm thinking about a 357 SIG. Okay. Do I have to guess which one you're thinking about, or are we playing a game, or what? Which firearm would you recommend that's not a Glock? Oh, who still makes 357 SIG? Now, I could always say get a Beretta 96 and then get an EFK 357 SIG barrel for it. That would be one of the better things you could do right there. So that would be a good thing. But otherwise, who still makes a 357 SIG? Let me pull up something here. Oops, shit. What did I just do? My whole page disappeared. How did it go down there? Hold on. Why did my page disappear? That's not what I want. Don't do that. What the fuck? Why is it doing all this? Hold on. Let me try this again. All right. Let me go to guns.com. Oh, gun.deals. That's where I'm going. Gun.deals. And let's put in, hold on, let me share the page. Share page, share screen. Boop, boop, boom. Okay. Oh, shit, I'm going to get in trouble for this. Oh, we're going to do it anyway. Hope we won't do it for long. Just give me your video is not available, is not suitable for advertisers, and I'm not going to. So nobody look at the prices. I'm just going to put in 357 SIG and see what comes up. Is there any guns coming up? Some SIG parts. The P320. And then some Glocks. Oof, let's see. Let's do the price. I don't know what those are. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of. There we go. Federal American Eagle. I'm not. Well, that's a case of ammo. Do we got any guns? American Eagle, Federal, Remington, Spear. I'm starting to feel like I can't much chance of getting a 357 SIG gun. So I think the best way probably be to get a Beretta 96 and get you a EFK Dragonfire barrel for it. Seems like would be the best way to me. I think we got another order came in while I was babbling. Let's go look and see. I read John Doe's. Boom. Yep. Anthony Flowers. Oh. And what did you get? You got the I support the right to arm bears and the El Kabang. I don't sell many of the El Kabangs. Now, that's a good old school shirt. For those of you that remember Quick Draw McGraw and El Kabong, well, this is El Kabang because bullets is cheaper than guitars. That's a good old school shirt. Surprised I haven't sold more of those, but I haven't. But that was what Feed 7C I'd recommend because there ain't many of them. Edgar Cortez said 2 questions. What is the final tally for Toy Guns for Tots? Second, can you say something about next month's fundraiser? The final tally for Toy Guns for Tots, we came into today at $7,500. We're over $9,500 and then some now. So we're doing pretty good. We did pretty good. It's going to be more than that by the time I add in what sales we got today and other stuff. So we're probably going to be around the 10 grand mark this year, which is $2,000 higher than last year. $2,000 higher than last. $2,000 higher than last year. And next month's fundraiser is, of course, our fundraiser we do every December, and it is for the Fur Friends Animal Rescue. It's a rescue organization that saves the lives of pets across multiple states every year. And we try to raise money for them to help them pay off their debt for all the surgical and medical procedures that they've done for animals in need. So we're basically trying to save the lives of as many pets as possible, trying to make it possible. It's some more good karma for us for Christmas. So we'll start on that tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's a little bit sadder because, when we do Toy Guns for Tots, we're not seeing pictures of needy kids. And those kids that will benefit from it are going to get toys and they're going to like it. The Fur Friends Rescuer one's more sad because we see all the animals that are abused. It's really hard for me to get all the way through the Fur Friends fundraiser through the month of December without wanting to physically harm people. It's hard for me to say, if I knew who did that, someone would be finding their body in a ditch somewhere, or parts of their bodies in different ditches. So it's a little harder to get through. It's a little more depressing, but we'll start it next month. Who just texted me? Someone. Where's hold on. What about Siobhan? None. All right. But that's where we're at. That's what we got. Let me see here. Let me get back over to the page here. So I'll have to add up these orders we've gotten today and add that to the total too later. All right. Let me get back to the list here. Questions. Edgar Cortez says, Yank, with so much need, how do you select which children will receive toy guns? Well, I don't. What I do is I partner with a distribution company that handles toy guns. I think they're actually based out of a church, to be honest. I think they're a religious organization, but they work with other places in other states, different like toy guns, where the police departments do toy drives or the churches do toy drives, and they get together and they choose the areas of the most need. That's why I've known some of our stuff has gone as far as Alabama, because the guy told me, hey, we're sending a bunch of stuff to Alabama. So I don't decide it at all, which is better. I partner with a group that does that. I take it over and I donate it all to them. I drop it off at a local TV station, say this is for these people, and they give it to them because they're working with different organizations for their stuff, who they give it to, because they don't distribute it either. So I don't decide because there's places where, like if you live in Seattle, it's relatively affluent. Not as many kids are even asking for toy guns because more affluent kids. And also there's more money in Seattle. So everybody around Christmas feels real givey. So they end up with surplus, like more toys than they can give out. So they ship them off to like, they'll ship them to like Boring or something where they don't have as that, where it's a more poor county and, don't have as many stuff coming in. So yeah, the answer to that is I don't, which is good because I'd want to give something to everybody. So I'm bad about that. But yeah, we partner with someone. That's why I do the video. In the video every year, I show me dropping them off, and they send all the people out. We're gathering and emptying the truck and everything. That's why I share that every year, so people know I'm not distributing them. That'd be a lot for me to distribute. But they've got a system. They know what they're doing. They know where there's more need. Like I said, like a rich county doesn't need as many toys as a poor county does, because the rich county people step up, put money in a pile. It's like when my kids were in the foster system, and they would, before we adopted them, we took them in as foster children and adopted them. And we would get contacted every year by like the local sheriff's department and the child services, and they'd be like, hey, we're doing shop with a cop. Your kids need to come in. They get to spend $200 on whatever they want. And I'm like, my kids don't need anything. They're going to get what they want. So spend that money on other kids in need. And they're like, well, we've got way more funds than we do kids. I'm like, well, then just raise what you spend on each kid. But they're like, well, we're only allowed to do so much because of our contracts. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, well, it doesn't. My kids don't need anything. But see, they run out of kids here before they run out of money. Somewhere else, like in another county, a poor county, they run out of money before they get half the kids. Did I explain that well? I hope. John Bologna Jr. said, if I win the grips, maybe I could trade them for 1911 grips. I finally replaced the Combat Commander I sold in the 90s with a modern Combat Commander. Well, that can be done. Did he get entries? Yes, John Bologna got entries. So yes, could possibly be done. Yes. I had one person do it already, and I allowed them to do it because I wanted the grips I gave away. I wanted those little Bigfoot blue grips. They said, hey, I'll let you keep those if you make me these. And they even sent me some Sig Sauer grips that I got to put emblems in for them. So it is a possibility. Sent emails. I'm seeing a lot of popos expecting discounts and even free food at lots of restaurants. Oh, they expect that all the time. I visit as well as HTD's and Izzo's channel. Yeah, they do. They expect that. And a lot of businesses are more than happy to do it. It's when they demand it that's a problem for me. And I saw the emails you sent today. I saw those ones because I was out here sitting when they came through. I was waiting for videos to upload. And the last one I saw was the one you sent about the guy getting arrested for serving Thanksgiving dinner. All right, where am I at? Jimmy Hart's megaphone was stolen at a wrestling con event. Well, hell, I'd like to have that. If he'd sat that down near me, it might have disappeared too. If he wasn't looking. I would love to be able to say I got Jimmy Hart's megaphone. I'm sure he's had multiple of them, but I would like to say I had one that he used. Would be very happy. John Bologna Jr. also said Andrew could buy an HKP 30 and get a 357 Sig barrel. He could do that too. But why would you do that when you can have a Beretta 96? But either way, both of those would work. Then we got Cracker Man. What's that say? Cracker Miss. Miss Cracker Miss, who's been a member for 4 to 3 months, even though I don't recognize that name at all. With the mentality of pride of ownership in mind, excuse me. With the mentality of pride of ownership in mind, what would be a 380? Okay, I was thinking 308 for a second there. A 380 you would buy and carry proudly. Will Toy Guns for Tot get above the $13 if $13,000 if you ask nicely? Oh no, I don't think we're gonna get that. I am not pushing it. We far exceeded last month or year, and we beat even what I had hoped to do. So I am not going to push it, and I'm just going to be happy. Who just donated? Aaron McCoy. They did not get entries into the grips, so they probably don't have a high power, but they just donated to Toy Guns for Tots, so thank you to them. But what was I asking? Oh, a 380 I would, well, there's lots of 380s I would carry proudly. The Beretta Cheetah, the SIG P230, 232, of course, a Walther PPK. If I wanted something that I thought was just good, maybe that PK 380. So there's all kinds of Walther 380s I would actually carry. Hell, I'd even carry the RMS 380. I'd rather it been 9mm, but there's lots I would be fine with carrying. But pride-wise, I think probably the Cheetah or PPK is awesome, but the 232 I think is a little better. So any of those, I would say, any of those. Mikey D says, you're saying if you knew differently when you was younger that you don't swing that way, but $50 is $5. Well, $50 is $50. I'm just saying, whatever way you have to swing, do it when you got the juice. You know what I'm saying? That when you get older and you start thinking, oh God, maybe I should sell my body for money. It's too late then. If you'd have done it when you were younger, not only did you sell your body back when someone was actually willing to buy it, so you got a lot better price for it, but now you've had that money in the bank drawing interest for years. So sell it while you got it. Shake it while you got it, kind of a thing. Too many people take it, while we're young, we got those, oh, I got morals and I got standard. No, get that shit up. It's like kind of like getting married. I, like an idiot, got married for love. I had an opportunity to marry into money, and I didn't. And I always say nowadays, I should have married for money first. And then I could have married you 2-3 years later when we got a divorce, and I got half their money because they were part of a big real estate empire in Alabama. I would have been able to get millions in the divorce, I'm sure. So, I should have married for money, not love, but I married for love. And what's that worth now? What's the interest rate on love? What's the dividend on love? Well, I'll tell you, it ain't high. I'll tell you that. You ain't making a lot of money out of it. You can love as much as you want. You'll still have the same amount in your pocket as you did when you started. That's kind of cynical, but it's reality. All right. With that, let's get over. I don't think we got any emails in today. Oh, wait. No, we got Jay Lugo here. He did a pocket dump. That's an old multi-tool. Let me see. Let me share the image. Share screen. Window. Boom. Little Coast Light 4-year-old multi-tool. I said that as an old multi-tool. And spare 38s. Don't worry, the 38s are by themselves in left pocket. He's got a 6-strip to do 5 shots because it makes it easier to load them in. I can see what he's doing. He's thinking ahead there. That's all you carry? That's not a whole lot in your pockets. I don't have much in my pockets either because I don't like shit in my pockets, to be honest. But Where are we at? Let me get over here. That was the only email. I don't know where a nominal snowman's at. He's not asking any question. He unemployed now. He ain't got no excuse to not be here. When did he say he was starting to be unemployed? Is he already unemployed? Because if he is, then he ain't got no excuse not to be here, does he? Oh, fucker. That little antisocial fucker. Where are we at? Let me get over here to the live chat, see if there's anything coming in. Can you transfer your free P320 upgrade offer to Heasley so maybe he can tell us what all they do to the gun? We got to know. I wonder if I could. I could ask him. In Massachusetts, you can get denied due to suitability to own or carry a gun, all mandatory training and safe storage. This leads to long waits to own a gun. Most of that stuff has been fallen, especially the stuff about judging people's character before they can own a gun. That's been disallowed in most places, in most cases. So I don't think that's going to be holding for long. I think I'm becoming an old man. I find myself carrying a revolver more often. The Kimber K6S double action, single action 3-inch. Well, that's a nice one. That's something I could be interested in, maybe. The Kimber K6 double action, K6S double action, single action 3-inch is just such an easy carry, an excellent carry. Yeah, they are. Revolvers, I always tell people, I think revolvers carry easier than semi-autos because semi-autos are flat and they don't go into your curves any. So if you're full figured like me, you got it going on back there. You got a little bit of a dip in your waist. Revolvers, where the cylinder is, fits right in there. Perfect. So if you're a curvy girl, get yourself a revolver. You'll thank yourself. What is it? Well, go get him. Go tear him up. Bite him. Go bite him. Go bite Zyler. Let's see here. Where was I at? But no, ain't nothing old about carrying revolvers. Cowboys carried revolvers, and they weren't old. They were in the prime of their lives. They were big, strapping young men. They carried. It's almost getting a little sexual there, isn't it? They carried revolvers. We need to fight for the 4th and 10th Amendment as well as the 2nd. Well, I believe in all the amendments, to be honest. I don't think we get to choose which ones we want to fight for. I think we should fight for all of them. Like, you don't get to say, we should all own guns because the Constitution says so, but women shouldn't be able to vote. No, you either believe in the Constitution or you don't. It's not like the Bible. You don't get to pick and choose. Of course, it's the same thing with the Bible. I was like, if you try to pick and choose, then you don't actually believe in the Bible either. You just believe in using parts that you like to support your own prejudices. Just like some people just use the Constitution to support their own preferences and they don't care about the other stuff. You care about the Constitution, you care about the Constitution. And if you're not as stalwart a defender of every part of the Constitution, well, then you're no good for the second either because you're a hypocrite. And nobody cares what a hypocrite thinks. That might sound a little harsh, but that's the way I feel about it. Proving it wrong. Can do one of those things. Let's see here. I think that's it on the questions. There wasn't nothing in the live chat. We're going to have a short chat today, I think. Let me make sure I've read everything over here. I did. I read everything over there. Make sure I've read all the orders. Come on. I did. I read all the orders. Make sure I read the names of everybody who donated to Toy Guns for Tots. I think I did. Hold on. Oh, come on. That's why it's not updating it. Sign me out. All right. Let's see here. Make sure I've read everything. I did. I think I read Aaron McCoy, and I read Kevin Rollins, and I read Ben Coors, and all of them, and of course Martin Nwaguin. So I think that's it for us today. I don't see any emails coming in. Nothing coming in over here. And nothing new in the live chat. Well, one more thing in the live chat. In Altadena, California, I don't even know where that's at. A large brown bear burrowed into a crawl space of a house. Who's going to tell the bear that he has to leave? I don't think I would. I think I'd be like, you stay under there, you stay warm. If you want to hibernate under my house, that's fine with me. I would gladly let them use the warmth. Because, they're not going to come out for the winter, I don't think. So, of course, I don't know if it gets cold there or not. So, I don't know what's going on there. YouTube gave Izzo a strike for making fun of some fake martial artist named Sammy Franco, who is a whiny bitch. I don't really get into the martial arts stuff and everything. It doesn't impress me. I mean, I took Krav Maga for years. Was I any better kicking somebody's ass before I took it than I was after I took it than I was before? Not really, because I still in a pinch go to the grappling and biting and scratching and poking. I mean, I'm gonna put my thumb in your eye. That's how I got that guy off the other person. I put my hand around his face, put my thumb in his eye, and draw him back, put him in a headlock. Good thumb in the eye. You can't do that in martial arts, but you should if you're actually trying to hurt somebody. So someone what was that? Kawasaki Redneck. Where is that at? If you're still against appendix carry, my next question would: do you watch active self-protection? I do not watch active self-protection because I don't like con men. That guy's just a con man. He's an ex-preacher, conned a bunch of gun people into thinking he knows something. He knows nothing. And he's one of those channels that uses like CCTV videos from like Venezuela to like, look, you should be scared all the time. One of those people. He's a fear monger. And he even stood up and did a presentation at one of the events where it's basically how to be successful on YouTube. And it was all stroke fear, stroke hatred, stroke, appeal to people's worst selves. And I was like, fuck this. Half the people in there walked out, to be honest. I was so happy that half people walked out. But yeah, he's pathetic and doesn't know shit about guns. And plus, here's the thing. If someone goes around putting their own logo on stuff, like someone asked me the other day, why don't you have your own logo on your guns? Because why would I want my logo of myself on my gun? That doesn't make any sense. If you do that, you got to screw loose. If you go and have your own logo tattooed on yourself, well, then you're a fucking sociopath. And that guy is a fucking sociopath and a dumb one. And that doesn't know shit about guns. He's a con man. He tried his hand at being a evangelical prosperity preacher. It didn't work out for him. So he went into guns when it was profitable in the, back in 2000, early 2000s. But no, I do not watch ASP. He knows nothing. He is just trying to educate very credible. No, he's not. He is not credible. He does not have any information. He's never read anything or said anything on his videos that he didn't read right out of a book or a manual. He's never done anything with a gun that shows you he knows anything about a gun. He cares all about the money. All he does is fucking fearmonger. He's a fear-mongering profiteer. That's all he fucking is. If you think he knows something about guns, well, then guess what? You don't know nothing about guns. If you think he knows something about self-defense, well, then you don't know nothing about self-defense. If you'd listened to him, you might not have had someone try to snatch your gun. Wouldn't have any effect whatsoever. Because sometimes you find yourself in situations where things happen. This guy, all he does is he reads stuff that someone else wrote. He fear-mongers, and he convinces morons that he knows what he's talking about, and he doesn't. Anybody that was at that gun rights policy conference in, I think, Phoenix, where he got up there on stage, half people walked out like, this fucker's a moron. This guy don't know nothing about guns. This guy don't know nothing about self-defense. I could probably whip his ass in 2 minutes flat. That was the first thing I thought when I saw him in person. I was like, I could kick the shit out of you in like 2 minutes flat. In 2 minutes, I'd have you crying. So yeah, he don't know nothing about self-defense, nothing about guns, nothing about any of that stuff. And all he does is fear monger and pander. So if you think he advocates for a retention holster, most people don't need a fucking retention holster. In fact, a retention holster might get you killed. In reality, that's why most cops don't want retention holsters, because it's far more likely to get you killed in a rush situation than it is to protect you from someone taking your gun. And someone who says that kind of shit doesn't understand the realities of the real world. So like I said, he doesn't know shit. Kentucky Ballistics has his logo tapped on himself, and his followers aren't too bright. He broke a wood chipper and he asked people to donate money so he could buy a new one. Yeah, and he makes how much money off of YouTube and he can't buy his own wood chipper? Those people are sociopaths. They're the type of people that will say, give to me constantly. They don't say, hey, support this, or give money so we can do this, or give money so we can help these people. It's always just buy my shit, pay for my stuff, buy me a camera, buy me a wood chipper. That's one thing I've sworn you'll never, ever have me do on this channel. If I ask you for money, it's for somebody else and for something else. And if I ever need a new camera, I buy myself a fucking new camera. If I need lights, I buy myself lights. If I broke my wood chipper, which I don't own a wood chipper, so it'd be very unlikely I break it. But if I did, I'd buy myself a new wood chipper if I needed a wood chipper. I wouldn't sell it to anyone else. Every cop uses retention. No, they fucking don't. No, every cop doesn't use retention. Once again, you show them that you don't know anything. And in fact, lots of cops don't like retention holsters because the ones that actually know anything about gunfighting know that they don't want a retention holster. The only reason a lot of them will go be okay with it is because they carry openly. But retention holster, I mean, how hard is it for somebody else to know how to do your retention holster? You think people don't know to push on a Black Hawk to open it? Retention holsters aren't going to save your life in a bad situation. You think someone can't just unsnap a snap and grab a gun? It's just not very likely to happen. However, if you need your gun very quickly, it might slow you down. It definitely slow you down. That's why I stopped watching their shit and watch yours, because you do things to help animals. Well, that's our main thing, is to do that. In some states, vehicular manslaughter is a misdemeanor. I didn't know that. Thoughts on boyfriend loophole and juvenile felons. Also, thoughts on narrators training and gun licensing to stop kids dying. Also, thoughts on narrators training and gun licensing to stop kids. Can't make any sense out of that question. I don't know what that. I don't know what that means. I don't get it. And I don't even know what a boyfriend loophole is. And what do I think about juvenile felons? That's kind of vague. What about falling out while running? That's why you don't carry cheap holsters. Everybody learns that lesson some way or another. Sometimes they get it taught to them. Some people who never had someone teaching them stuff about guns learn it for themselves. And then you go, I'm not making that mistake again. But most holsters, like if I run in my leather holster, that gun ain't coming out. I can run as fast as I want. It ain't coming out. Not period. You got to yank that bitch out. You can run like crazy. If you ever carried real decent holsters, you'd know that. But like I said, a lot of cops don't like retention carry. A lot of them are required to use it. And some of them will say, yeah, it is good sense because of this or that. But a lot of cops, old school cops, they don't like retention holsters. You go listen to some of these old school police officers, the guys from back in the day, they fucking hate retention holsters. I remember one of them going on a rant on people carrying in those flat top holsters that cover the gun top and snap. He was like, why would anyone fucking carry those? It's like asking to get shot in the face. So yeah, they don't really make a lot of sense. I mean, they make sense in some ways, but if you don't need one, they don't make sense. Especially these guys getting these, I got to do 15 things to get my holster open. Well, that's going to do you a lot of good in a panic situation. Now, I don't tell everybody to train for a panic situation. So if someone wants to have a retention holster, and that's what makes them feel comfortable, more power to them. Chances are they're never going to need their gun super fast, so it's not going to make a difference. Also, no one's going to try to steal their gun probably, so that ain't going to make a difference there either. It could happen to anybody, but living your life worried about it or doing something specifically because of it, that's different. If you have to change your life over something that's not very no, every instructor and special ops guy do not use retention holsters. See, you're just exposing how you don't know anything. I don't think you know very many special ops guys or trainers. A lot of the trainers will because they like to sell that stuff, but most of them don't when they carry. Go to SHOT Show and look at how many of them are standing around in nice custom leather holsters with no special retention. Guys that have been doing gun shit their entire life. How many SHOT Shows have you been to that you watched it? Go to one of the policy rights conference and see how many old school gun guys are walking around with nice leather holsters that don't have, straps and covers and all the modern shit on it. And they don't have lights on their guns and red dots and all that crap. That's selling shit. So I don't care. Do you think ASP created retention holsters and concealed carry? No, he just latches on to something someone else said, and he doesn't even have reasoning behind it. Because no, retention holsters are not likely to save you from anything. And concealed carry, open carry, has other benefits to it, like being an example for other people, setting a good helping change public opinion. He wouldn't understand anything about those because he doesn't know anything about gun or gun culture. He's a fucking moron who just fear mongers and caters to idiots. But like I said, we're done, I think. Oops, we got one more thing coming in here. John Baloney Jr. says most cops only use retention holsters because their department mandate a retention holster. Yeah, that's what I said. Most cops, they do it because their department requires it, but a lot of them don't like it. But a lot of them will still say, yeah, it makes sense because of this and that and blah, blah, blah. But a lot of them don't like them fucking holsters. I remember the air marshals, the holsters they made for them, they didn't like them. They were talking about how these things suck. And they increased, not only did they make it hard to draw the gun, they made it more likely to have an ND. They hated those damn things. I saw a video where a black woman shot on Zoom video by toddler. States may require training. Bruin decision not to end suitable denials. What? I didn't get that either. And then he deleted it. Oh, no, wait. Someone else deleted it. What did it? People denied to due to old restraint orders. Well, I mean, I don't know why you're just reading off, stupid shit. I don't know what you're wanting us to say about it. Or, I mean, I've seen all kinds of things on videos. I've seen people get rammed in the nuts by sheep. I wouldn't suggest it. I don't know what you want me to say about it, but so I want an AI robot gun on my ACH so facial recognition and behavioral analysis with AI can take out my enemies easier. Well, I think it would be nice if we all had like little AI robots that followed us around and guarded us. And then it could get to be where if you did want to hurt somebody, you wouldn't have to hurt them. You'd just have to have your robot fight their robot. And whoever won, he gets to say, yeah, I'm the winner. And the other guy's like, I got to fix my fucking robot. So we don't have to hurt each other anymore. If we get mad at each other, we just have our robots fight. Kind of like if you're an emperor. But I would love to have something like, Mr. Terrific that was in the Superman movie. He's got those T-spheres that fly around with him and they do all of his dirty work for him. Imagine having those. That would be awesome. Having a little hover bot right here. And if anyone ever came up to you and gave you shit, it, sent 50,000 volts through them or something. Just tasered them or shot them or whatever. How it would stay floating if it shot them, I don't know. It could probably send out taser prongs without losing its integrity. But, if it fired a gun, it's probably going to go shooting through the air. Be like a little jet on one side of it. All right, everybody. Putting other people down doesn't make you better. It also doesn't make you better if you believe morons. It actually makes you probably a moron. That whole putting other people down doesn't make you better. That's something people that don't know shit say because it tries to shield them from criticism and critique. If you got to shield yourself from criticism and critique, you're probably not good at what you think you're good at. So people that are good at what they do don't have to say stuff like that. People that are secure in themselves don't have to say stuff like that because they can face criticism and critique. All right, let's do the knife drawing real quick, and then we will get out of here because I think we're about out of time. I have one retention holster on a duty belt for an open carry shit at the fan scenario only, or carrying on a four-wheeler. Well, yeah, they're good for things like that. And things like fanny packs. How hard is it to get a gun? It's hard to get a gun out of a fanny pack. That's a very good retention holster. Of course, someone could cut the strap and take it, but not that easily. If you have one of the straps that's cut proof, fanny holster with a cut proof strap, that's going to be very. Do they suggest you carry that way? Did no one tell them to start suggesting that yet? Because they can only suggest something if someone else says it first. But yeah. And the ironic thing is the night I had the gun pulled off of me by that bitch, I wasn't open carrying. I was concealed carrying. I just had to pick somebody up off the ground by their neck, which exposed my firearm because I was at a comedy club. I couldn't open carry at a comedy club. Let's do the drawing. Oh, you sure are quick to belittle and demean people. You come in here whining and bitching, and then you act like, oh, I'm a victim because you said he doesn't know what he's doing. And you clearly don't know what you're doing, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Nobody in the gun community thinks ASP knows anything. Ask everybody in this chat right now who thinks ASP is a good source for anything. I think you'll find you're an idiot if you believe it. Now, that's not terminal. I mean, you can stop being an idiot. You can learn as you get older. What are you, probably 15, maybe 20? You can learn as you get older that those guys are not about anything other than fear-mongering and profiteering and all that tactical bullshit they tell you, like appendix carry is stupid. Carrying Glock's appendix is especially stupid. Oh, well, I'll just carry it without a round in the chamber. Well, why would you want to do that? The whole point of appendix carry was, it supposedly shaves a whole third of a second off your draw. Well, not if you got to rack around. So why would you endanger yourself for no advantage? Oh, it conceals, but no, it doesn't. In fact, I always find it easy to see when someone's like at the gun shop. All the guys that appendix carry, if they're not open carrying and they're carrying, it's so obvious in the way they move. So it's no advantage to it. It's stupid. And it wasn't a thing until tactitards on the internet started making it a thing. The only people that carried that way were gangbangers and idiots. Sig Beat some is right up there also. I don't know who that is. Let's go and do the drawing for the knife. So let's count up the entries over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I didn't realize we got that many chats tonight. 13. And the night you're drawing for tonight is the Voyager, the baby shit colored range boss, the black range boss, or the Raja 3. So those are what your choices will be tonight. So let's do the drawing. A number between 1 and 13. What are the 4th and 10th Amendments? Why would you send me that question? But just look them up. You're on a computer, right? Or you just want me to tell people. So if there's anybody out there that doesn't know, because we had asked a question about them earlier. I think that's why they're saying that. 4th is that's search and seizure, right? I'm not a constitutional expert on what numbers what, but I think that's search and seizure. And 10th is basically explaining state and federal powers. So that's what that is. I'm sure they could look it up. They probably just want me to say it as like an educational moment or something. I don't know. All right. Let's see here. Between 1 and 13. 1 and 13. 1 and 13. All right. And the winner is number 12. That would be John Baloney Jr. John Baloney Jr. So John Baloney Jr., let me know which one of those knives you want. Send me an email. Says knife winner in the subject line. And then in the body, put your name and your address and which gun you want. Not gun, knife. I'm not giving away a gun right now. I don't got any extras right now. Oh, and nothing's missing off the wall. Someone asked me what was missing off the wall a bit ago. I'm rearranging. Nothing's missing. It's just, if you notice, there's more in the rows up at the top now because I'm rearranging. Because I am going to get myself a gun for Christmas and I want to have room for it because it's probably going to be a revolver. Then watch me not get a revolver. Let me get one of the rifles instead. But like I was saying, that's the winner for the chat. I want to say thanks to everyone who made Toy Guns for Tots this year so successful. You can still go over and get entries into the grip if you want, drawing if you want to. That's the one we're giving away right now, the Browning High Power Bigfoot grips. They're Cocobolo from Hogue, I do believe. I mean, I know they're from Hogue, and I think they're Cocobolo. So feel free to go over and get entries in that if you would like, and that will still go to Toy Guns for Tots. So we'll have a total after tomorrow, after I give away the grips. We'll have a total by then of what we raised for Toy Guns for Tots, hopefully, if I can add up the sales from tonight. So thanks, everybody. We had a very successful Toy Guns for Tots. Thanks to everyone who donated and some certain sugar daddies that came in at the last minute and pushed us over. But we were going to go over even before they came in. And then they came in and just made us go way, way over. So thanks, everyone, for coming. I appreciate everything you all do. Keep your channels open for the Fur Friends fundraiser coming up in the next month. And then we'll be back to regular, just worrying about pets and pets and stuff after that. But thanks, everybody, for coming. I will see you later. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Until I see you again. Wait, I fucked this all up, haven't I? Oh, why am I still sharing that? Remove that. But like I said, thanks for everything you do. I appreciate it. Everything you do for the channel, just watching, asking questions, etc., keeping us going. I haven't done any videos in the last week, but I'll try to get back to it soon. Until then, remember, well, wait, hopefully I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. I've only done that a million times. You think I'd be able to get it right by now. Please hit that like button and share this video on whatever social media you have. Since this is a restricted channel, you're the only chance we have to overcome YouTube's anti-2A bias and discrimination.